Frankie, much like we're just hearing the artist in the other studio there, she's 15. How old are you?
I'm 16.
And I'm looking at you now. Now, for those of it's radio, so I'm going to describe. You have a tube running from your nose down into your bag because you suffer from something. Is it gastroparesis?
Yeah, gastroparesis.
I pronounced it right. Yay, brilliant. And what does that actually mean to you?
So it's my stomach doesn't empty. So if I eat, food will just sit in my stomach and it won't go anywhere, so I can't like gain weight from food, and it will make me really sick and cause a lot of pain. Wow,
so the impact on your life is quite big, isn't it? When did you contract this? Has it been for life?
No, I only started getting ill about 2 years ago, and I only got diagnosed with it in September.
And what caused it? Is it just one of those things, or was there a particular event that happened that brought it on?
No, it just like happened out of nowhere. It wasn't anything like significant that I remember. I just got gradually more and more ill.
And what's the sort of prognosis for you? What needs to happen? Can you get better from this?
Like it won't go away on its own, but I can get an operation, which I've been fundraising for to get the money for it, and we're just kind of waiting for that to happen now.
And we're going to be talking to the two people that are helping you raise some of these funds for this operation. How much is the operation going to cost you?
I think 17,000.
It's quite a lot of money, isn't it? So but the operation will then remove the need for you to have a tube, and it will give you more of what I would say a normal young girl's life back again.
Yeah, hopefully. It depends. Like £17,000 without complications, and then every 8 years or 10 years, I think it's £10,000 for you have to get the battery like redone, like changed.
So it's like a pump's put in, is it?
Yeah, it's like a pump that will sit in my stomach. It's called a gastric pacemaker, like a pacemaker for your heart, but it will like make my stomach work.
Wow. So in terms of how that impacts on your life now, you're a young girl, 16. Some of your other friends are all going off and doing what they're doing. Does it impact on your life at all? Does it stop you doing anything?
Yeah, sometimes it does, because I get quite tired, and I also do get a lot of pain and sickness. So sometimes I can't go out and enjoy the things that I used to do because I'll be ill, and I'm in hospital. I'm in and out of hospital constantly.
The one thing that's fascinating when I read when you were coming on the show today is that one of your hobbies or sports that you like to take part in is
gymnastics,
which I find incredible. So you love doing your gymnastics. How does that work with the tube that you have to wear when you're doing gymnastics? Because presumably gymnastics, you're moving around a lot, you're active, and yet you have what you have to put up with. How do you deal with that?
Well, I normally, like with my tube, so it doesn't get in the way, I just like kind of tuck it into my leotard. But like in terms of training, I've had to like cut back on my training a lot, and I've not been able to train as much as I used to because I get like too tired, or I'll be ill and I miss a lot of training.
Amazing. How far have you got with your gymnastics? Because you're looking to what's your aim with the gymnastics? Where do you want to get to, and where are you at now?
Well, currently I'm doing a process called zonals, which is trials for the British, like to be on the British team for team gym.
Wow, that is absolutely incredible. Now we're looking at the money you need to try and fundraise, and perhaps actually you would like to introduce the first guest to us. He's actually your teacher, is he not, from school?
Yeah, he's my teacher at school.
So who is he?
Mr. Lindars.
So Mr. Lindars is here with us in the studio, and there's also his friend Gary that's also here as well. Gaz. So Mr. Lindars, you teach at school. How do you see this impacting with Frankie at the moment with being at school and so on?
Well, she's currently got her GCSEs at the moment, and she still comes in every day. Life is quite a struggle for Frankie, but just to see her walk through the door with that tube, going up into her nose, into her stomach, she does struggle with everyday life within the school, and we just want to support her as best we can and try and raise as much money so that actually her future is bright and better than what it is at the moment.
So you're going about this fundraising. What is it that you're doing to do this fundraising for? It's quite a big feat, and no mean feat. So what have you put yourself in for?
Yeah, so one of my friends, Gaz, has decided that he wanted to do the 3-peat challenge.
Right.
So we're going to climb 3 mountains in 24 hours. starting in Scotland in Ben Nevis and heading down to England to Scafell Pike and then across to Snowdonia. And he wanted to do it in 24 hours to raise some money for one of the charities that's close to his own heart. And he kindly agreed that actually if we raised the money, half of it could go towards Frankie's operation, because I spoke about her very highly, and he kindly said that yeah, let's do it for Frankie. And it's been great to meet her and her family and make sure that we can do the best for her.
So Gaz, it feels like a little bit like you stitched him up a little bit here with getting him to do this. The Three Peaks Challenge, this is no mean feat, is it, to do this? So you're doing these 3 peaks, so you did Scafell, Ben Nevis, and what was the third one?
Snowdon.
And you have to do them in 24 hours.
Yep, that's correct.
What's the logistics involved behind actually doing that sort of a feat?
Well, I mean, it's quite a big feat actually. I mean, we're going to be covering over 23 miles of hiking, about 10,000 feet we'll be ascending, and there's about 460 miles worth of travelling in between the peaks, which is obviously going to be an issue if there's any traffic. So we're hoping for good weather and no traffic.
And sleep? Well, how are you going to do with sleep? Because you're going to be going up. Which one's the worst mountain to do?
Well, I think the middle one, Scafell Pike, we actually start that ascent at about 11 or 12 o'clock at night. So that's in the pitch black. So that's presents its own challenges. But in terms of rest and recuperation, between the peaks, we've got a designated driver. So the idea being that they're going to support our activity, and hopefully the boys can get some sleep in between those peaks.
On the bottom of a minibus floor?
Possibly.
A friend of mine did this. Well, he attempted it, and he didn't do an awful lot of training, it's fair to say, and he couldn't complete it. He found it a real struggle. So how much training have you guys been doing, and how do you train for this sort of mammoth event?
Well, we're fortunate enough to live on the coast, so a lot of the training that we've been doing has been along the White Cliffs, so between Deal and Dover. But Stuart and I are off to Penafan and the Brecon Beacons on Tuesday to do a SAS 18 miler, so hopefully that'll give us a bit of a taste of what's in store.
Wow. And how do you think you're going to, well, obviously you believe you're going to do it, but the training thing to actually put in for that, because it is a 24-hour thing, it's not like you can just go and do, you've got to actually walk and go up hills and invest hours and hours just to get match fit to do the challenge for the 24 hours. So it's not just the 24 hours, it's all the countless hours that you've done. So when's the actual event happening?
28th of June.
28th of June. Yeah. So when did you start training?
We started about 3 months ago, so Gaz and Leon used to like walking Leon's dog over the cliffs, so a few of us have joined him, and we found that walking over to St Margaret's and finding the local pub, it always helped. We have a little stop there and walk back, so that was definitely a bit of motivation for us.
Wow. So do you think you will do it? You think you're going to do it in 24 hours, or do you think you'll do it quicker?
No, we won't be doing it quicker, but we'll definitely... we're determined to do it within 24 hours. We're doing it for Frankie, but also in memory of Hannah, Gaz's sister, who unfortunately died of breast cancer. And so I think it'll be quite emotional as well as a great journey. So,
I think sort of failure is not an option for us, really. We've just got the mindset that we've got, we're doing it for Simpal, which is a fantastic, young charity that supports people with cancer and gives them access to communication services for free. And obviously, Frankie, 2 great causes. There's lots of focus and motivation to make sure we do it in the right time.
I think it's fantastic. Frankie, how do you feel that these guys are going to be doing this for you, to help you? It must make you feel...
Yeah, I think it's amazing. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. Like, everyone, like, at school and at my gymnastics, and even my mum's, everyone's given me so much support through this. So I'm really grateful for all of that.
It must be. I mean, I can imagine when somebody, you've got what's the situation with you there, but then you need the money, and then somebody steps forward. I can't imagine. I feel completely overwhelmed. I mean, with the whole thing, just the fact that these guys are going to put themselves through that and then raise the money. How much are you actually looking to raise between the charities? How are you getting on so far?
We've got a £3,000 target, and we've got £1,700 so far. So any donations certainly welcome.
So how would people donate if they wanted to get involved? And hearing Frankie's story, how could people get involved if they wanted to?
We've got a Just Giving page, so it's justgiving.com /crowdfunding /3 Peaks, or you can Google wave search 3 Peaks.
Right. So, I mean, I think this is immense. Are you going to carry on and do any more for this? If you're going to raise money for charity, you can't just do it once, surely. You've got to do more fundraising. You're going to carry on doing some more events?
Yeah, well, Simpal as a charity, they're my company, Wave Search's charity partner for the year. Providing we all survive the 3 peaks, then there's potentially Kilimanjaro next year, and who knows.
Wow.
So we'll see how it goes.
I think it'll do absolutely spectacularly. I think it's going to be amazing. It's a great thing. And Frankie, from your point of view, how long so you go for the operation? How long will you then take to recover from that before things start settling down for you?
Well, obviously with the operation, there's not 100% that it's going to work. So there's that, but the recovery time isn't very long, and I'm hoping if I get the operation, after I get it, if I have any money left over, I'd like to continue fundraising, because what I've got is so rare, and I'd like to turn kind of what's happened into a charity, so then I can help others with what I've been through, because I know not everyone will be as lucky to have as much support as I've had.
How many other people are there that suffer with what you've got at the moment, do you know?
I'm not sure, but it's really, really rare. It's especially the way that I got it. You can sometimes get it as a complication of diabetes or surgery, but to just get it out the blue is really rare.
Wow. Well, guys, I don't need to wish you all the best of luck, because that sounds almost a bit shallow, really. You're going to do this, and you're going to absolutely nail it. And absolute respect for you for doing this. And Frankie, what a brave person that you are. And I can't wait to hear and follow up the story as to what happens to you from here as well. So just lastly, if you want to get involved again, how can they get involved and give donation?
If you go onto Google, Just Giving page, you can just do wave search 3 peaks, and you should be able to find the Just Giving page there.
Excellent. Guys, thank you ever so much for coming in the studio, and Frankie, wish you all the best. And the gymnastics, so can we see you in the Olympics, do you think?
Team gym isn't actually an Olympic sport, it's not in the Olympics, but they do a European competition where we go abroad, and yeah.
Excellent. Guys, thank you ever so much for being here in the studio, and just rock it and have some fun while doing it. And I think that all of you are absolutely stunningly amazing. Thank you for being with us today.
Thanks very much.
So we're just going to have a quick chat again.